Welcome in for Week 1 SFL action. Coming to you live from Estadio Azteca, we have the Mexico City Aztecs set up to take on the Las Vegas Fury. And a highly anticipated matchup tonight as Steven Molinex makes his return to Mexico City. I am Stephen Hacker, your play-by-play, along with Jeremy Vega, who's going to do color. Down in the stats truck, I have Rochelle Colston and Tom Rahman. And it should be an interesting matchup. Jeremy, why don't you give us today our key points for today's matchup?
Oh, Steven, key points, we're throwing those out the window today. It's week 1 of the SFL's 14th season. Man, I think everybody is just hyped that football's back. And this, if you're a fan of the SFL, is going to be one of the biggest games this weekend. And I think that we're just as ready as these players are to see the kickoff.
And the Fury are going to call heads here. Beautiful afternoon for football. The coin toss was tails. And looks like Mexico City is going to receive. And very, very anticipated this matchup, I would say. I had my eye on this one, and I was fortunate enough to get on the broadcast slate. And very, very excited to see how these two teams can do this afternoon. We're on the second leg of this opening weekend. Had a couple of games, 3 games last night, a few games today, and then we'll have some more games tomorrow. Ball is on the tee for Mexico City, ready to kick off. Going to be fielded at his own end zone. Brought out past the 20-yard line. Good return to the 25. And that's where we're going to get our first look at this Las Vegas Fury offense. Spearheaded by quarterback Thomas Rahman, halfback Robert Redford, fullback Reed Mitchell, wide receivers Chris Braun and Memphis Blue, tight ends John Blades and Dan Daly. One of 3 teams to have 2 star tight ends is this Fury offense. Rahman back to throw, checks down to Redford, who's got room to run, spins, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards there.
It's going to be interesting to see how Steven Molinex uses Robert Redford. Redford's kind of been the biggest offense weapon in the Fury's franchise. And, you know, Redford turned Ray Bentley into Offensive Player of the Year and Matt Wilson into the MVP last season when he was with the Aztecs. And this season, I think he's going to transform this offense, and we'll see how he does it using Redford.
Yeah, Redford gets the handoff, plenty of room, big hole, gets enough for the first down. Gang tackle by the Aztecs. Spearheaded by Dexter Jackson.
You know, I'm definitely interested to see how Dexter Jackson, the rookie free agent, kind of develops his skill set over the course of the season. He is on a well-known team that's got the well-known defensive coordinator Ramos Lynn.
Yeah, great defensive team here. Oh, and a first down as Rahman connects with his receiver Memphis Blue.
So far, the Vegas offense is looking pretty impressive. They're kind of taking their time. They're letting Rahman read the defense, and you know, a couple passes and a run. They're staying pretty balanced, and it's so far working for them.
Rahman under center, Redford the lone back, 2 wide receivers. 3 down linemen for the Aztecs. They blitz a safety, check down to Redford. Good job by Rahman to get that out of his hands quickly, and Redford gets the first down and a little more.
Yeah, I liked the coverage by MXC. They're kind of disguising what they're doing. Defensive end Tyler Kane dropped back into coverage, and he kind of ended up in hot pursuit of Redford and making that tackle downfield.
So now 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Handoff to Redford. Right up the middle, spins and gets 4. And we'll take a look now at a splits of these 2 great running backs. You know, the Aztecs have Ray Bentley last season. Robert Redford with 13 touchdowns and Bentley with 14 on the ground. And those are 2 of 12 players with double-digit touchdowns in season 13. Great yards per carry. Look at that, 6.3 and 5.7. Wonderful. You'd love to see that from your running back. 2nd and 6. This first possession for the Fury has gone very well. Another handoff to Redford, and this time he's only going to get a couple.
Yeah, great job by Nick Daggs, the linebacker, former free safety, just coming up and making that tackle and forcing Fury into 3rd and 5. I believe it's their first third down this drive.
3rd down and 5. Loose coverage on the outside, but it's a handoff to Redford. Oh, fights. Can he get it? Yes, he did move the chains. Generous spot, and Jackson makes the tackle for the Aztecs.
I think this is kind of what makes Steven Molinex just such a great offensive-minded coach. Is you know that he has the capability of getting his guys to air it out, and when you get him into a 3rd down, and you're thinking, okay, they're going to have to pass here. Molinex, he has the ability to draw up one of his best run plays and catch you off guard, just like what they did there, picking up that 1st down.
One safety high for the Aztecs. Short throw. Oh, almost intercepted. Good job by the linebacker, Nick Daggs, to knock it down.
And Rahman with his first incompletion, I believe, of the day. So far, he's doing pretty good. Rahman didn't have the best season in season 13, but definitely looking to rebound from that. And it starts, against one of the better defenses in the SFL.
Rahman changing the play at the line. 3 wide receivers, 1 back is Redford. Oh, and out route's wide open as the momentum of Memphis Blue takes him out of bounds. And Jeremy, if you don't mind, real quick, I want to cover this Mexico City defense. Defensive end and rookie Brock Lee, one of my favorite names. Defensive tackle Orion Taylor. Linebackers Dexter Jackson and Nick Daggs. Corners Han Tayumi and Fran Ogawa. Also Coolio Diggs. And then safeties Jeffrey Daggs and Pablo Zamora. A 3rd and 7 from the 17-yard line. Rahman's alone in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his left. Pump fakes. Deep shot over the middle. Oh, good coverage as that one falls incomplete. And Coolio Diggs, the rookie, knocks that one down.
Yeah, rookie already making his first play of his SFL career, and that's big time. The Fury were driving here. That was their 10th play of the drive. They were kind of putting it together, and they were closing in on the red zone. But great job by Coolio Diggs, force him into a field goal, and now we get to see what this Aztecs offense looks like without Steven Molinex.
Yeah, and the first regular season field goal attempt for rookie Rob Ems, the 2nd round, number 28 overall pick. From the 17, it's going to be about a 34-yarder, 33 yards maybe. Hold was good blocking up front, and it is good from 34 yards. So Rob Ems gives his team the lead, and the Fury take a 3-0 lead.
Fury last season defensively, they were a great unit under defensive coordinator Thomas Rahman, and they finished in 9th in points per game allowed, 6th in passing touchdowns allowed, and 8th in rushing touchdowns allowed. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come into this new season with Rahman coming into his 2nd season as a coach. And I believe they could take an even better step and climb into the top 5 of defensive units in the SFL.
Another big boot here from Ems. Both these kickers are very, very good. Have good legs. That last drive was 11 plays for 54 yards, capped off by the 34-yard field goal by Ems. And now we get a chance to watch the Aztecs' first drive of the game. The Aztecs are led by Hall of Fame quarterback and the Bronx Bomber Matt Wilson. They also have running back Ray Bentley, tight end Mike Daggs. There's also receivers K.L. Barrett and Joe Clark Jr. They also have Phoenix Jones at fullback. Oh, Matt Wilson over the middle to his trusted partner, Mike Daggs, and he's going to get 7. I'm sorry, that's Richard Montague.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle, Richard Montague with an amazing one-handed catch. You would think it was a miracle that he brought that in, but no, it's kind of something he's just kind of done his whole career, and that's a good first pass for Matt Wilson to his receiver to open up the season.
Yeah, Montague has spent 7 seasons here with the Aztecs, as well as K.L. Barrett. So 2 very veteran receivers here, very familiar with this offense. Wilson's under center. Takes a quick drop, fires out to the left side. Oh, wide open. Oh, but he couldn't get his feet in bounds. Was targeting Montague again, but just stepped out of bounds. Maybe had the toe on the line.
It was definitely close. I don't. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be worth a challenge here by Ramos Lynn.
So we will see. Hopefully, this replay angle gives us a really good look at it. My first reaction, I thought he had the reception, but we'll see. That, like I said, I like to see these angles, and let's see what we got. Beautiful spiral. Look at that throw on the money. I think he had possession. I think he had his right foot in bounds. Jeremy, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one, despite the
See,
bad camera angle.
yeah, and Ramos is clapping. Looks like the call on the field is overturned, so that will be a reception. It looked like he had about 11 yards on that reception. So a first down now for the Aztecs. Ball spotted about the 45-yard line. Mexico City's now in the shotgun, split running backs. Both step up the block. Deep shot for the Bronx Bomber. Oh, I think the intended target was Dags, and that one was knocked away. Jonathan Taylor sconcing on the coverage.
Yeah, I think Thomas Rahman Jr. applied the hit there. Rahman Jr. moving over from the second spot at cornerback to number one. You know, he's been working. This is his third season. He's just improved every season. Last season, he had a great season, and now he's their number one cornerback. And he's gonna be tough for receivers to beat.
3 wide receivers for Wilson under center. Deep shot to the right side. Man, Wilson is not afraid to take the shots today. Just anything plus 15 yards or so, he's just firing it out there.
Well, you know, when you've got 9 seasons under your belt, you kind of know when to take them and when to play a little more conservative. And right there, he decided to take a shot on second down.
So that's a 3rd and long. But Wilson, if anybody can do it, he's one of the guys that can. In the shotgun alone, 3 wide receivers to his right. 3 down linemen for the Fury. They blitz a corner from the nickel, or from the slot. Oh, the Aztecs get the first down, but they pay the price after a big hit was delivered by Max Jackson.
Max Jackson delivering a hit on Mac Gibbs, the 6', 200-pound receiver. I'm surprised he's able to get up. But way to haul it in, pick up a first down, and keep this drive moving. And now the Mexico City are kind of answering Vegas's long drive with their own.
Under center, Bentley offset, stays in the block. Wilson steps up in the pocket. Deep shot down the left side. Good coverage by the Fury. Thomas Rahman Jr., a couple times we've called his name here tonight. He's made good improvements every season he's been in the league. Has definitely worked his way up to be considered one of the top corners in the league. Matter of fact, overtook Merrick Itera for the cornerback 1 role. So, you know, the Fury coaching staff definitely sees his potential and wanted to give him a shot to lock down the number 1 receivers this season. 2nd and 10 for Wilson in the shotgun. Quick drop, throws it over the middle to Dags, who's going to get a couple.
So far, we haven't heard much from Ray Bentley. I don't know what exactly the plan is. Ray Bentley's not really being too involved in the run game, and so far, really not much in the passing game, which is something they kind of had him doing a lot last season, was just receiving. He was just one of the best receiving backs in the league.
Yeah, they gave the ball to Bentley in the air so much last season. You were wondering when they were going to stop. I mean, he just had so many receptions. I believe has tied the reception or broke the reception touchdown mark for a running back. As Wilson completes that one to over the middle for a first down.
This is the second time the Aztecs call a gun straight, all slants on 3rd down, and so far it's working because the Fury, you know, they're covering the routes deep on the outside, but they're kind of leaving the middle open, and just a great read by Matt Wilson to pick up another 3rd down.
So inching closer to the red zone are the Aztecs. This time they show a running formation. We'll see what they do. They hand off to the fullback. Phoenix Jones gets his first SFL carry in the regular season, picks up 2 yards.
Yeah, you know, that's got to fire up Phoenix Jones receiving his first carry here in the SFL after he was drafted in this past draft by MXC.
Yeah, you know, first round pick for the Aztec, number 16 overall, and you know, really great interview there live at the draft. Was a great showing there. 2nd 8. Oh, Wilson just shredding apart the Fury defense over the middle. Richard Montague picks up a first down.
You got to wonder how much time these receivers and Matt Wilson spent in the offseason, working out, running routes, because it looks like they have not missed a beat as they are just driving downfield and connecting on these short to medium routes.
Shotgun split back, checks down. That's Phoenix Jones is going to get a reception touchdown, and his first touchdown of his SFL career comes from Matt Wilson.
Oh, congratulations, Phoenix Jones. What a great little run to the flats. Brought it in, turned up. Nobody really around as Rahman Jr. over pursued there in the Aztecs. Opening drive of the season results in 7, and that's really impressive coming from Ramos Lynn, who's now had to take over the offensive coordinating duties this season. Just great drive by them.
Both teams scoring on their opening possession. 11-play, 75-yard drive capped off with an 11-yard reception for Phoenix Jones. Kick is good, so the Aztecs do take a 7-0 lead, and that's where we'll leave it off. As we take a quick commercial break, stay with us.
Affect the game, and just field goals, and kind of like you're alluding to, they can really affect field position, especially if they have a strong leg to put it in deep.
Rahman under center from the 23. One wide receiver out there. Checks out to his fullback in the flats. Going to pick up 2 yards.
Last drive, Redford had 4 carries for 14 yards, 2 receptions for 22 yards. He's definitely being used a lot in this offense, similar to what Stephen Molnex did with Ray Bentley, and so far it's working. I mean, Redford has the talent to carry an entire offense in the run game and pass game, and we'll see how he does it this season.
Yeah, definitely just carried the load. I believe he was 3rd in rushing yards last season. Maybe a little bit more on that later, as he gets a carry for 1 there. So it'll be interesting to see how they attack this 3rd down. As the Fury come out in a shotgun, empty set for Rahman, 3 wide receivers to his left. The Aztecs blitz from the outside, but Rahman throws a strike, gets a first down as he hits Chris Braun to move the chains.
Chris Braun coming out of retirement to play for the Vegas. His last team he played for was the Vancouver Legion in his rookie season, and now he's with the Vegas Fury, and he's kind of hoping to make an impact on this team as he's their receiver number 2. Braun standing at 6 foot, 202 pounds. He's pretty quick and agile.
Rahman changing the play. Redford's the single back. 3 wide receivers. And it's an out route. Thrown that twice today. It's good reception for Memphis Blue. This time was able to stay inbounds.
6 yards. It's a good start to this series. Now that the whole playbook is kind of open for the Fury, and I'm thinking they're going to go to Redford here on a run, see what they can kind of pick up.
And if you want to get involved with our chat, you can head over to Twitch TV/FTF Next. and you can be a part of the chat that's going on live with some of the players on each team. As Redford gets a carry, but maybe loses a yard. A lot of pressure by the front seven of the Aztecs, and a quick chat shout out. I see John Wall SFL in there. I know I saw Mike and Proda, Minson Mind, Mexico City Aztecs, which is Ramos Lynn. Thank you guys for being in here checking us out. And if you're watching on TV and you want to get in there and interact with those guys, just hop on over. It's a great community we have here, and they can maybe give you information about how to join our Discord. With the 3rd and 5, Rahman was under center. Checks out to the right side on an out route. Did he get it in? Yes. Said that Chris Braun had his feet in bounds and moves the chains.
Great catch by Chris Braun. He was coming towards the sidelines really fast. He was able to bring it in and kind of have the mindset of keeping his toes in to pick up the first down for the Fury. And, based on the last 2 drives and now this one, this game could very well turn into a shootout. Both offenses are clicking here early.
Yeah, two long drives from each team to start the game. Both led to points. Oh, out in the flats. Picks up about 4, but gets leveled. Is the fullback.
Superstar return man Jeffrey Daggs showing that he could do more than that by laying a huge hit. Daggs is only 5'10", but he's tough. He's a tough little guy, and he's showing it there with the big hit.
And he gets a lot of credit as a kick returner, but I think he made huge strides helping out his brother Nick Daggs. Oh, and the Memphis Blue fumbles on the play. Oh, and then Redford couldn't recover it, and it looks like the Aztecs are going to be able to jump on the ball. Memphis Blue fumbles on the sideline. I'm sorry, that was John Blades on the side. No, that's Memphis Blue, 87. Fumbles on the sideline. Redford, I thought, was able to get his hands on it. Can't quite do it, and the Aztecs get a fortunate bounce and a turnover.
Yeah, and I think Molnex saw what I saw, and that's Blue stepped out of bounds before he fumbled, maybe?
Very, very possible. I was more interested in where the ball came out and why Redford wasn't able to fall on it that first time. We'll get a good look here. No, oh, yeah, there on the spin. That foot was out of bounds, so this should be overturned.
Yeah, and that's going to be an unfortunate break for Aztecs. And I think Redford's going to be thanking his lucky stars.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that, if the Aztecs get the ball there and go down and score 7, the Fury have a huge uphill battle to climb because, they do prefer to grind the game out with Redford. So, a running strategy versus, down a large amount of points, it's hard to overcome that. So very fortunate for the Fury. And the reception did give Memphis Blue the first down, picked up 7 yards or so on that play. Rahman was under center, hands off to Redford on his little stretch dive play, gets 11. It takes a bunch of Aztecs to drag him down from behind.
Just hard, powerful running from Robert Redford, and now Fury into the red zone of the Aztecs. And man, so far these offenses are just clicking, and it's impressive. We've seen some slow starts by a couple of different offenses, including the Nightwings and the Tyrants last night. But not these 2 teams.
So the clock is going to expire here. We're going to head into the second quarter now. But the Aztecs are going to have the advantage here, 7-3. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us, folks, as we're going to come back to Estadio Azteca. And we are the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. And we're back as Rahman just gets under center. Weak eye formation, 1 wide receiver. Fury inside the red zone, drops it out to Redford. A little bit of room to run. Good blocking out on the outside. And Redford's going to pick up 4.
The coverage from the Aztecs defense was incredible, as they had 3 guys down there chasing Redford.
And let's highlight Lil Dags. We've called him out. Jeffrey Dags, known as a kick returner, three return touchdowns last season. But look at that, 8 interceptions, which is tied for third in the SFL. I believe there was 8 other players that had 8 interceptions. So he was in elite company as far as the secondary is concerned last season. Redford was only able to get back to the line there. Good push up front by the Aztecs. So a 3rd and 5 from the 13. Ramen with 3 wide receivers. Redford's the single back. Oh man, immediate pressure by the Aztecs, and Redford's going to lose 2.
Another big stop by this Aztecs defense. I mean, this time, it's coming from Orion Taylor, the third round pick of the Aztecs, and forcing the Fury into their second field goal. And that's their second drive that's going to end in a field goal. But so far, 1 point game, it's not bad. So far, the Aztecs defense showing up a little bit better than the Furies, but we'll see how this next drive goes.
Man, that low snap almost caused a block, but Rob Ems is 2 for 2, a 13 play, 64-yard drive, capped off by the field goal by Rob Ems, and he's accounted for all 6 points today for the Fury. And we're going to take another break. The score is 6-7 as the Aztecs have the lead here at home. We are the Simulation Football League on For the Fans and 11 Sports Network. What are they saying? Okay. No worries. We're on a 210, right? I'm going to grab some water.
Man, I'm feeling rusty. I forgot it's not easy to call these games. Yeah, it's both these offenses are crazy. Yeah, that first quarter went by so fast.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I didn't. Sure. Yeah. Well, see, I know that's something we wanted to kind of cultivate and develop was the sense of history and nostalgia and stuff like that, especially leading into 15. But yeah, I thought that was a good little stat to have. Welcome back. Where a field goal just closed this margin for the Fury. Kick is away. This time fielded just at about the 3-yard line, but Dags is going to bring this one out. Oh, nice little shifty move, gets it to the 29. And we're going to take a look at the career passing yard leaders all time for the SFL. You see, number 1 is Julian Tyree. Number 2, that may be a familiar name in this game, Matt Wilson. Just a couple hundred yards behind Julian Tyree. Joseph Redfeather, he's actually retired. Rocco Marconi is retired. But then you see Mike Dazzo there at the tail end, an active player. So these guys are going to continue to move up the board, and we got a lot of guys with a lot of seasons in that are chasing them as well. So something to keep an eye on. Oh man, Wilson's pass incomplete to Ray Bentley. And how often does that happen? Last season, Bentley was a surefire thing out in the flats, and that one just falls to the grass.
And here in the second quarter, that was Ray Bentley's first attempt at getting a ball. No rushing attempts, no receptions, and he finally gets one thrown his way, and he drops it. And I think he just has a little bit of jitters there. When you play the whole first quarter and nothing comes to you, and you finally get one, it kind of catches you off guard. But I would go right back to Ray Bentley here, honestly.
Split back shotgun, two wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Wilson with all day to throw. Oh man, was targeting an out route to Dags, but good coverage by the linebackers. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, Wilson trying to squeeze it in there, but Freddie Trammell with the tight coverage and just a good play defensively. Now third down for the Aztecs, and if they go 3-and-out here, that's the first 3-and-out of the game.
Trammell is very familiar making defensive plays. He was a defensive back last season, but put on a little bit of weight in the offseason. They moved him into linebacker this season. As Wilson takes the shotgun. Oh, nice throw. Quick slant over the middle, gets the first down. Joe Clark Jr. has his first reception.
Aztecs once again picking up a third down that puts them 3 for 3 here in the first half. And Matt Wilson just staying composed and firing it in there. And that's why he's closing in on being the SFL's all-time passing leader.
Wilson alone in the shotgun. Trips to the top of your screen, which is Wilson's left. Pump fake. Oh, pressure got there just as the pump fake and just able to get rid of it. Good pressure by defensive tackle Rhett Sawyer.
Bit of an adjustment from the Furies defense. They saw the same gun empty formation, and this time the safety dropped towards the center of the field where the ball has been going out of that formation. And I think that kind of caught Wilson off guard, and he kind of had to pull that one back with the pump fake and then just kind of took a big hit there. But good adjustment so far.
Wilson again emptying the shotgun. Throws a deep shot down the middle. Pickup of about 14 yards to Mike Daggs. Tight coverage, man. He really trusts Daggs. Daggs is a big guy out there, by the way. Stands over everybody, 6'7", 265. But Daggs, Wilson really trusts that. Look at all the defenders there and just knew that he could get it in. And nice throw. Moves the chains. Good progress for the Aztecs offense.
Yeah, and second string safety Frank Shatter just kind of over pursued there, and Daggs ran right by him and picked up a first down.
Wilson in the shotgun. Phoenix Jones and Bentley are in there. Oh no, this time trusted Daggs a little too much, and it's going to be intercepted. Stepped right in front of it was Dexter Jackson. Nope, that wasn't. Got the number mixed up.
It's going to be Day Drury coming over from his OKC. Former team was Oklahoma City, but great job by him reading it. I think Aztecs just kind of went over the middle one too many times, and it got a little predictable. And Day Drury just kind of sat there waiting. He's a vet. He can pick up on these things, and that's a big turnover for the Fury.
Good awareness to kind of recognize what was happening in front of him. Oh, Rahman hands off to Redford, who's going to get stopped in the backfield. Orion Taylor with another tackle for a loss.
So far, Orion Taylor, man, I'm liking this young guy. Sitting at 6'2", 310 pounds, pretty stocky, but he's making plays in the backfield. And, for his first game, he's doing pretty well, and I can see why the Aztecs picked him up in the third round.
So after losing a yard, the Fury are under center, handoff to Redford. He's going to pick up 3. And a little stale here. Now it's a 3rd and 8, so it'll be a tough third down call here. Maybe, definitely going to have to throw the ball. I don't think you want to run the ball with Redford here.
No, you got to put it in the hands of Rahman. Let him find one of his receivers or one of his 2 tight ends.
We'll see if they go play action. They're showing a run. They do hand off to Redford on a stretch, and wow, good blocking up front. Oh, and the extra effort by Redford dragging 2 defenders gets just enough push to get a first down for the Fury.
Yeah, when you call a counter run on 3rd and long, you're going to need an extra effort because at some point you're definitely going to get met by some Aztecs defenders, and Redford, once again, just kind of pushing through a few of those guys and picking up a first down. Did it last drive, does it again here. And so far, Redford, man, he is the focal point of this offense.
Just past midfield. Rahman under center, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs behind him. And it is a handoff to Redford, working the momentum, gets about 4 yards on the carry.
Coming into today's matchup, you kind of were, expecting to see a lot of both halfbacks. Redford picking up his 16th touch of the first half. Bentley still at 0, plus the one ball he did get that he dropped, and it's an interesting day so far from the Aztecs offense not using Bentley.
And Nick Daggs steps in front of the pass, knocks it down. Memphis Blue is the intended target. And it is very, very strange to be, halfway through the second quarter now and to have said Bentley only has, a couple of targets, just very, very strange, not what we expected at all from the Aztecs offense. From the 43, third down, very familiar formation here. Shotgun empty, 3 wide receivers to the left side of the screen. As Ramen, wide open, hits Memphis Blue, gets first down and plenty more, moves the chains. And Han Tayumi comes over to stop that play.
That play was the Fury's 29th play of the first half. Truly impressive play calling from Molinex and his new team. And so far an 11 play drive, a 13 play drive. This is about to be their 7th play on this drive, and they're playing real methodical and balanced. And it's great to watch as the Fury are once again in the Aztecs territory.
Handoff to Redford right up the middle. Nick Daggs puts a stop to it after 2 yards. 42 yards on 14 carries for Redford. Definitely relying very heavily on him. Let's see, I think he has like 3 targets as well. Yep, 3 for 3, 26 yards through the air as well. So nearing that 100-yard all-purpose yard mark here before the first half. Second and 8 from the 27. Redford, the lone back, 2 tight ends to the left side. Rahman with a quick drop, dumps it over the middle as Memphis Blue, the trusted hand this drive, gets the first down, and the Fury are now inside the red zone.
Yeah, just so far a great connection between Memphis Blue and Thomas Rahman. Rahman just kind of getting that ball out quickly, and last season we saw him kind of take a beating a lot there in the backfield, and so far he's staying pretty clean.
Same formation for the Fury. 3-4 defense for the Aztecs. Another quick drop by Rahman. Same route. Memphis Blue again is open. Gets about 11 yards down to the 2-yard line. And that's another first down for the Fury. It's 1st and goal.
Thomas Rahman is absolutely clicking. A lot of people in the offseason really anticipated Rahman taking a huge step from his down season in season 13 to and so far he's 14 to 17, 82%. He's averaging 7.5 yards a throw, and Rahman really dialed in so far.
Great stats by Thomas Rahman and Rochelle Colson down the stat truck. As the fullback actually is going to get the reception in for a touchdown. So both fullbacks responsible for both touchdowns here in this game today.
It's insane. How often do you see 2 fullbacks taken in the first round, both meet up in week 1, both get a receiving touchdown? Congratulations, Reed Mitchell, on your first career touchdown. And what a great place to land when Molinex comes over, because he's going to be utilized. And congratulations.
Yeah, and his 3rd reception of the day is a touchdown. Great effort by the rookie. So pending the extra point by Rob Ems, the Fury can take a 6-point lead. And the field goal extra point is good. So Vegas now 13 to the Aztecs 7. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a game. We are the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network, and for the fans, we'll be right back. 3 drives and 3 scores for the Las Vegas Fury. That last one was a 10-play, 50-yard drive that ended in a 2-yard touchdown reception from Reed Mitchell, the fullback. Ball's on a tee, kick is away. Fielded at about the 3-yard line as Daggs brings it out for the return. Has a little bit of a gap. Oh, breaks a tackle. And he's out to the races. That's not going to be Daggs, but whoever it is has got a heck of a fucking lane. Oh, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown. Great job by the Aztecs.
Joe Clark Jr., the wide receiver, another former OKC player coming over, making a huge, huge impact as he's able to give the Aztecs a lead.
What a play, Joe Clark Jr. Absolutely monster return for the Aztecs. I was thinking it was Daggs this whole time, but they gave him an extended role after playing so well in the secondary last season. And it was just a phenomenal return. I couldn't contain myself. I was just having so much fun, and it was just a great play, and I just get so excited. So a tie ball game, waiting on the extra point. Waiting on the extra point now. 3:59 left before the half. The extra point will give the Aztecs a 1-point lead.
There's a great answer by the Aztecs. After they threw an interception on their last drive, they bounced back with a big kick return for a touchdown, give themselves the lead. But their defense, they might be a little worn out after they just had to sit on that field for 10 plays, almost 4 minutes, and now they're gonna have to come right back out there, and we'll see how they respond.
Returned out to the 19-yard line. Rough field position for the Fury. Again, these kickers are, they got big legs. They're going to, force these teams to have to earn every yard. And starting from the 20 pretty much on average is rough. Rahman's going to be in the shotgun split backs. Twins to the right. And a quick drop for Rahman. Throws over the middle, completed. Oh, and it's a fumble. Immediately recovered by the Aztecs. So great field position. Nick Daggs had the wherewithal to jump on it. Jeffrey Daggs causes the fumble.
That's the second fumble by the Fury receiving core. That one's going to go against Manuel Cano. He just took a big shot, dropped the ball, and the Aztecs kind of picking up some momentum off a kick return touchdown and now off of a fumble. Oh, and another challenge. Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure if this one will get overturned.
And so we're going to take a look under the hood. Replay pending here. Let's get a look. John Blades definitely has the reception. Yeah, that came out. That's a fumble. Good job by Jeffrey Daggs to strip it loose. And I know Eddie Gage gave Jeffrey Daggs some pointers in the offseason on how to punch that thing out, and he put it to work there. And great job by Nick Daggs to jump on it after it was loose. So the Fury will lose a timeout due to the loss of challenge. As you get a quick look at Jonathan Taylor-Sconsing, a couple of season veteran there. Aztecs are going to be under center Matt Wilson from the 29-30 yard line. Deep drop. Oh no, he's hit as he's throwing, was looking down the right side. Rhett Sawyer got the pressure.
Rhett Sawyer kind of been quiet this first half. He was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year last season. Just missed out to a fellow defensive lineman. But he's kind of his first play here. And that, like you said, that was a big drop back by Matt Wilson, and he got punished for it.
Bentley's offset, the lone back, 2 wide receivers from the 30-yard line. Wilson with time to throw. Couldn't quite get it out in time as it falls flat and incomplete.
Guapo Esteban, former teammate of Matt Wilson, and I was wondering when they were going to meet the field, and that's back-to-back shots by Matt Wilson. If the Fury can get them off the field here and force them into a field goal, that's big considering they just turned the ball over and gave up a kick return for a touchdown.
3rd and long. Should be within field goal range, but the Aztecs are going to go for the first down. Pump fake, thrown over the middle to Joe Clark Jr. It's incomplete. Hits the grass, and that we should see the field goal unit.
Yeah, and you almost know that this is going to result in 3. Cole Varner, probably one of, if not the best kicker in the SFL's history. Varner, he's actually in his 6th season now, and he's had multiple seasons where he's never missed a kick. And you know, he's got the leg strength, the accuracy, he's got it all, and you got to just assume that this one's going through the uprights.
It's going to be about a 47-yarder. Straight on approach from Varner. I like the look, and it's a great kick through the uprights and gives the Aztecs the lead, 17-13. So a bunch of points here today, not always touchdowns, but it's been a good game so far. And we're going to take a quick break. We are the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network, and for the fans, we'll be right back. Did it, dude? I'm so embarrassed, man. Like, my face is hot. Okay. Yes, sir. After the Aztecs put the points on the board, ball's on the tee, hand is in the air, ready for this kickoff, and it is away from Cole Varner. Oh, about 5 yards in the end zone this time, but the Fury return is going to bring it out. Oh, man, to the 17. Rough field position and tough sledding for Rahman and Robert Redford.
You know, considering the effectiveness of the Fury outside those 2 fumbles, as you know, the Aztecs defense have got to be feeling pretty good. The Fury's offense been clicking, and the Aztecs are still up by 4 points, and we'll see what the Fury can do in the final minutes of the half.
3.5 minutes before the halftime, Redford gets the carry, makes a move, just gets the first down. Pablo Zamora was there to stop his progress.
And we know the speed that Redford has, and if it wasn't for Pablo Zamora, Redford was about to break a big one open, and just an incredible juke move right there kind of broke that guy off. Redford, you know, he's been hot this half.
And look at Rahman's numbers there, 146 and a touchdown in the first half. Hopefully can replicate that in the second half. Clock's just at 3 minutes now. Twins to the right for Rahman. One safety deep for the Aztecs. Oh, and the pressure gets there immediately, and Rahman's going to be sacked.
Great defensive call by Ramos Lynn. He knew what they were coming out to do in that formation, and he loaded the box, and they just got a great push up front that resulted in I guess a sack, or maybe just a tackle. You know, they marked it as a no loss.
Yeah, it could have been counted as a rushing carry, maybe not necessarily a sack. Redford's going to plow forward for 3, and Guapo Esteban's going to get the tackle. So no real urgency here, Jeremy. I mean, they're going to, let this thing get pretty close to the 2-minute warning, and they got a lot of ground to cover if they're going to try to put up points.
Yeah, I mean, they still got time, couple timeouts. You know, they know. I think they know what's going on.
They're going to let it go to the 2-minute warning. So with a 3rd and 7, 2 minutes to go, like Jeremy said, 2 timeouts, about 70 yards to the end zone. So, they're going to have to draw something up. Maybe we're not going to see so much Redford here as they try not to let the clock run down. We'll see what the Fury go with.
Yeah, 5 for 7 on 3rd down, the Fury are.
That's a good percentage. Rahman alone in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. They bring a safety blitz, leaves a receiver open. Oh no! And they say he caught it and fumbled it. And the Aztecs have another fumble recovery, but we'll see if this one's going to be overturned. This will be if this one's overturned, that's the second time that the Aztecs had a fumble recovery that's going to get overturned. And I don't know that he caught that ball. On first glance, that looks like an incompletion.
No, that's definitely an incompletion. The booth's gonna probably take a quick look at this one just to kind of confirm. But it was pretty apparent that he didn't even get a foot down or make a football move before he dropped that one. But man, the three fumbles now by the Fury only have losing one of them, but they're gonna have to come out in the second half and make sure that they're not dropping any more of those.
Third time R62's been under the hood, and that play is going to be overturned, so it will be ruled an incompletion, and that'll bring up fourth down for the Fury.
Yeah, it kind of appears that the defenses are starting to settle in. The first three drives, 11, 11, 13 plays respectively. Mexico comes out with a 6, Vegas with a 10, and then from there it's 1, 5, 4, and 1 plays. So the defenses late in the first half starting to settle in.
Yeah, great job today on stats by Tom and Rochelle Colston, doing wonderful work in there, pulling a lot of great info for this game for us. A minute 50 for the Aztecs from their own 38-yard line. They have all three of their timeouts. With the lead, they may choose to go a little conservative, but in the shotgun split backs, 2 wide receivers to the left. Wilson takes the snap, checks out to Bentley in the flat. No, that's Phoenix Jones in the flat, gets 8 yards before he stays in bounds, is hit by the safety.
I'm going to be honest, when I looked over the roster and saw Phoenix Jones at fullback, I thought he was going to be doing a lot more blocking for the Aztecs, and so far they're utilizing him out there in the flats as he picks up his second reception of the game, and so far he's looking pretty good for a rookie.
And it definitely gives. Oh, and Phoenix Jones explodes through the hole, picks up a first down. Aztecs in the hurry-up offense, and it gives you a lot of confidence in your coach and in your team as a rookie. Whenever you see first game, week 1, you're getting involved in the offense. Wilson sets to throw, flats for Phoenix Jones, and he gets leveled at the end of that play, but picks up 5. And still in the hurry-up, Wilson's getting everybody back to the line. 3-step drop, checks out to Bentley in the flats, finally getting some work, and he's going to spin out to the outside, up the sideline, falls out of bounds. Good job by Bentley to stop the clock after a big gain down to the 22.
We know Ray Bentley's skill set. We know how great of a talent he is, and it's almost mind-boggling that this is his first actual catch on his second target this late in the first half, and they got to go to him a lot. They got to get him involved in the second half because he can do things like he just did for you, and he pushes that ball almost into the Fury's red zone. And Aztecs, a touchdown here, and they can kind of open this one up heading into halftime.
So 47 seconds. They do have all the time in the world, considering they have the 3 timeouts. Wilson under center, 3 wide receivers. Now, crossing route over the middle is completed to Daggs. He's going to get 8 yards, and the Aztecs are going to take their first time out of this half.
Las Vegas, they're going to have to buckle down here. They're going to have to hold the Aztecs to a field goal if they want to keep the score manageable. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think they get the ball out at halftime.
Las Vegas will get the ball at half.
Yeah,
no, I'm sorry. Mexico City kicked off. Mexico City will get the ball at half. Wilson drops back. Shot. No, down the right side, wide open. Mike Daggs on a corner route gets his team in the end zone, and a big lead going into halftime.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the call was there for the Fear. There had to be some kind of miscommunication as Daggs was left wide open on the right side of the field. Yeah, it appears Merrick Itera went low to play the flats where Wilson's been going most of the game, to Phoenix Jones this drive, and it just kind of left Daggs open over the top, and that's a big touchdown for the Aztecs.
And it's a great job. Great job by Wilson to recognize that the defense was cheating on the route. They were trying to bite on his tendencies, and as soon as they tried to get acclimated, he mixes it up and takes a deep shot and pays off big for his team. The extra point is good for the Aztecs, so 24-13 lead just before the half. We're going to take a break. Stay with us, folks. We are the Simulation Football League on For the Fans and 11 Sports Network. And welcome back after the points. 24-13 in favor of the Aztecs. Looking down in the chat, I do see Orb Father Ray Bentley is in there. Mike Improda is in there. Coach Craven, I believe. Doug Day. SFL player personnel. What's up, Rastelli? How's it going? AJ Today Jackson. Ashley Jackson, how's it going? Glad you guys are here. The returns brought out to the 20, 34 seconds before the half. 2 timeouts for the Fury. Can they get aggressive and move the ball down the field, or do you think they go conservative and just try to let Redford run it out?
I think no matter what you choose to do, you get Redford the ball and hope he can make a big play for you.
Rahman does hand off to Redford, makes a shifty move and gets the first down. Hurry up offense now for the Fury. Pickup of 10 from the cornerback position, came over to make that play. Nice effort by the defensive back. Redford, tries to spin away, but gets dropped for a loss. Nick Daggs came in on a blitz.
And it appears the Fury are going to maybe run one more play and just kind of go into halftime looking to make some kind of adjustments here defensively to stop the Aztecs offense.
And so the clock expires as we go into halftime. I'd say it's been a pretty interesting half, considering the Aztecs are kind of shying away from Ray Bentley, it seems like, and the result is still very much in their favor. Jeremy, how would you recap the first half for us?
Early in the first quarter is just great drives by both teams. They were really kind of clicking, and then I think that the mistakes just kind of started happening. Wilson with his interception, the Fury with their 3 fumbles. They only lost one of them. They got a couple lucky breaks there. But if you told me that the Aztecs were gonna have 24 points in the first half and Ray Bentley was gonna have 1 total touch on 2 targets, I would be flabbergasted, to be honest with you. But looking at some of these stats here, Rahman throwing 75%, something we're not really used to seeing from him. He's having a really clean and productive day. Redford, he's got 21 touches for 87 yards so far, no touchdowns, but he's doing pretty good. Big surprise, both fullbacks in the way that they're being involved in the game plan, each having a touchdown. These rookies, congratulations again to them. But so far, it was a great half of football, and I'm thinking that we're gonna get some more great football here in the second half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Redford can get going. Seems like sometimes when they get the Fury get close to the end zone, they kind of stall out. So I'd like to see Redford maybe push his team into the end zone one time here. Interesting first half. Again, a little bit of a shock out of the Aztecs in their offensive scheme, but it's been working for them. So that's a good sign for them moving forward and how they can build on their playbook. I think in the second half, the Fury really had to eliminate the turnovers. I know they had 2 given back to them, but if they can figure out a way to prevent that stuff from happening and then capitalize on those drives, they can still come back. I mean, the Aztecs at home are a very tough team to beat. I believe that this series, the Aztecs, I'm sorry, we have a graphic for that. I'll wait for that. And but the Aztecs are a tough team to come in and beat here at home. They're well known across the league as a tough team to beat here, and the Fury are definitely falling victim to that here today. But the lead's not so big that they can't come back in the second half and make something happen.
No, not at all. They're just a couple scores down. They got an entire second half. They still have a very good shot at bringing this one home.
So after looking at the stats and highlights of the first half, we got the ball on the tee, getting ready to start the second half. The Aztecs are going to return. Hand in the air for Rob Ems. Approaches the ball, kicks it away. Fielded 3 yards in his own end zone is Joe Clark Jr. Breaks out to the 22-yard line, and that's where the Matt Wilson and company will get their first look at this second half.
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing what the theory is behind not having Dags out there returning kicks. Joe Clark Jr. doing a great job, but it's interesting not to have Dags out there when he's just one of the best return men in the game.
First and 10 from the shotgun. 3 wide receiver split. Wilson steps up, throwing on the move. Nice throw over the middle, completed to Montague. Haven't called his name in a while. Big gain out to the Las Vegas 41, eventually brought down by Jonathan Taylor-Sconsing.
Matt Wilson, known as the Bronze Bomber, they may have to call him the Athletic Bomber. I mean, I can't believe he stepped up and threw that off of 1 foot with accuracy. And so far, Richard Montague, leading all receivers in yards, I believe, and he's having a great day so far for the Aztecs.
Yeah, another trusted receiver. Wilson's got a great repertoire with a lot of his receivers. Kale Barrett, Mike Daggs. He's been around and just very comfortable with these receivers he's got. Oh, and Phoenix Jones takes the carry but loses 3 yards on a great push up front by the Fury Aztecs. And you see this is the series breakdown. The last matchup, Mexico City won, and you can see that the series lead is Mexico 2-1. But the home teams are always unbeaten in this matchup. I thought that was a very interesting stat. On 2nd and 13, Wilson's back to throw. Oh, good recognition by the defender to knock it down.
Yeah, and going back to that graphic and the last time that these two teams played, you saw statistically how similar the numbers were for Robert Redford and Ray Bentley. And this game, that's kind of what I assumed we'd see again, but not the case at all, as it's been kind of the Redford show for the Fury and kind of been the Matt Wilson show for the Aztecs. But, knowing Ray Bentley, he is completely okay with whatever the coach's game plan is for him and how he is used in their offense, because he only cares about winning, and that's why he's been a longtime member of this organization.
Ultimate team player, definitely bought into the Aztecs culture. 3rd and 13 from the 43. Wilson has to throw here. Quick slant. Oh, not enough. Questionable decision there to throw the route so early. Joe Clark Jr. now with 2 catches for 20 yards, but short of the first down.
Yeah, I think with it being such a long 3rd down, I think that the plan there was just to get into Cole Varner's field goal range, which they absolutely are. This guy could probably kick it from the other side of the country. And 51 is, he's very accurate from the 50-plus range, and we'll see if he can put this one through and extend their lead even further.
And the straight-on approach hold was good. Had the leg. Oh, 50 yards. He does nail it. Cole Varner. Now it's 27-13. So, still a 2-possession game. The Fury are not out of it, but, the Aztecs are just moving along here, scoring points almost at will, it feels like.
Yeah, it does feel like that. And I think if the Vegas Fury are going to climb back into this one, you kind of have to limit the amount of rushing attempts at this point to Redford. Don't completely go away with it. I'd like to see him get somewhere between 5 and 7 more to kind of keep that balance, but they're going to have to let Rahman, who's playing very well, kind of take over this game and start slinging it to help them get into it.
Fielded from about 3 yards in his own end zone. Brought out to the 22. So the Fury, they're gonna need to do something here again. I'd like to see Redford get them going, make an extra push, get down to the red zone, and put some points on the board. Don't settle for a field goal. Get you a touchdown. 9:13 in the 3rd quarter. Rahman's in the shotgun, alone with 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends out there. Another safety blitz from the Aztecs, but doesn't get there in time. Rahman recognizes it, throws it, but it's incomplete to Chris Braun.
I love that formation that the Fury just came out of. It kind of helps them get their tight ends, receivers, and even Redford, who's lined up down there in the slot, involved. That's probably a formation we're going to see from this team a lot coming this season.
Ramen under center this time. 3 wide set. Redford's the single back. 3 down lineman for the Aztecs. Looks like a 3-3-5. Out route open again. Aztecs are happy to give that play up. This time, Memphis Blue breaks the tackle, spins upfield, gets the first down. The first time they ran that play, ran out of bounds. Second time, he was able to kind of turn upfield, but was tackled immediately. This time, turns upfield and gets a big gain for the Fury.
And that's a great read by Tom Rahman. The blitz of the Aztecs defense came from his right side, and he quickly just goes to the opposite side of the field. And one good move by Memphis Blue, and it turns into a pretty good gain there, and it picks up a first down for him.
So the Fury looked very comfortable with that play. Definitely must have liked what they saw in practice and in the offseason with that one. 3 wide receiver set again, single back. Drops back to throw is Ramen. Bunch of coverage there, throws into a sea of Aztecs. And it was Memphis Blue as a targeted receiver. Nick Daggs, I believe, got the deflection.
Nick Daggs, he standing 6'4", 245. He is built like a linebacker. He's been coming up and making some tackles there in the pile there, but he's just on that play kind of showing you he still has his athletic ability from his free safety days as he gets his hand on that ball.
I-form twins. Redford dots the I. Handoff to Redford on a dive right up the middle. Gets about 6 before he's brought down.
Redford, man, he's so quick and agile, and he just kind of squeezes in there in that gap that was created for him. Trying to put on a spin move didn't work too well, but he picked up 7 yards, and now it's going to be a short 3rd and 3 for the Fury, who are currently 5 for 8 right now.
Memphis Blue, 8 receptions for 89 yards. Putting in good work, and definitely top that century mark if he continues on this pace. Ramen with a 3-step drop, throws to the outside. Good coverage by the Aztecs defense. Well aware where the ball was. Eyes on the quarterback the whole time.
Pablo Zamora, 7th season in the league, all 7 with the Aztecs, doing his thing. It's hard to get anything by Pablo Zamora. He's one of the better safeties the SFL's seen for quite some time. Real consistent in his game, and that's gonna be just a killer morale. For the Fury losing this drive so early when they were kind of putting it together.
And almost blocked was that punt. As there was decent hang time, 4.1 second hang time, fielded at about the 15-yard line, brought out to the 18. So with the change of possession, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We are the SFL on 11 Sports Network and for the fans. On the change of possession from the 18-yard line, Wilson's in the shotgun split back. Twins to his left. 4 down linemen for the Fury. No pressure on the outside from the defensive backs. An out route is caught on the outside, stayed in bounds. Richard Montague.
Yeah, Miracle Man really bringing it in. It's crazy. We haven't heard too much from the other long-standing wide receiver for this franchise, Cale Barrett. But as we see there's Matt Wilson's stats. Besides the interception, he's having a really good day.
2-10-2. I'll take that all day, especially considering we're about midway through the third quarter. Still a lot of football left to play. Handoff to Phoenix Jones on out to the outside. Gets a first down. Tries to lower his shoulder, but gets dragged down by 2 defenders.
For a 230-pound fullback, Phoenix Jones has some speed on him. He just took that ball, bounced to the outside, and just turned on the jets. What a great run by this rookie here, and he's just having a fantastic day.
And he did have a little scoot in his boot, didn't he? I mean, he got out there got out to the outside pretty quick. And again, the Aztecs are happy to get him involved. He's kind of acting as the lead back right now, it seems. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. Bentley to the left of Wilson, who's changing the play. Nice drop, another out route. This time Montague is able to turn upfield and just short of the first down. Big hit at the end of that play by Thomas Rahman Jr.
Man, today's been full of big hits. These Fury guys, they're kind of unleashing the pain. I know Phoenix Jones before halftime received a few big hits, and now Montague just received his own. But, great adjustment by Matt Wilson. He saw everyone playing deep there, just kind of told Richard to go to the sideline, and they're now they're in a second and short.
Showing a running formation. We'll see if they give it to the fullback, Phoenix Jones. Kind of ignoring. Yeah, they do. They ignore Bentley again, and Phoenix Jones is going to pick up this first down for the Aztecs.
I think the Fury's defense is starting to really dial in on this formation. Once Bentley took that one, he kind of took his route to the outside. He was left all alone. I would love to see a play action to Phoenix and just kind of dump it out there to Bentley, let Bentley do his thing.
Or even just right into a swing pass.
Yeah.
They just may be uber committed to stopping Phoenix Jones due to the oh, finally Bentley gets a carry, and he's going to work forward for 4. So reception and a carry now for Bentley. Around 20 yards total on the day for him, all-purpose yards.
Yeah, the reigning offensive player of the year receiving his first carry midway through the third quarter. It's mind-blowing. But you know what? Whatever Ramos Lynn's dialing up for this Aztecs team in this particular game, it's working for him because they're up 2 possessions.
Bentley offset. Wilson hands off to him. His second carry goes nowhere.
I think at this point, with the way the game is, with the way the score is, I think we're definitely going to finally start to see more of Ray Bentley in the ground game, as they're going to try to just wear out this Vegas defense, take some time off the clock, and we'll see if that's kind of the direction they head in.
Shotgun trips to the right. Las Vegas is prepared for the pass. Oh, but drops it in, and Mike Daggs is going to get the reception. Drury was on the coverage, and we have a penalty flag that was thrown. And it looks like it is, but it's going to be pass interference. And the Aztecs are going to decline the penalty because Daggs was able to get the first down either way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if the flag there was really necessary. It was definitely one of those bang-bang plays, real tight, real close. Either way, Daggs, with his sure hands, man, able to bring that in despite taking a pretty big hit from Drury.
Well, he's 6'7", 265. That was probably like a little mosquito bite. What a big hit to everybody else, to a big guy like Daggs is just a little tap, love tap. So able to fight through the contact and make the play. And Bentley spins, met in the, near the backfield, is only able to gain 1, and Drury was there to make the tackle.
Yeah, just great reaction by Bentley. I mean, as soon as he came around the corner, the Fury guy was right there, but Bentley using his athleticism to spin around didn't pick up much, but still avoided the loss.
He's got a low center of gravity. He can make those plays like that where he can shift and move really quickly. Bentley on a reception is going to get out to the 33-yard line, so a 3rd and short for the Aztecs coming up.
Yeah, Rahman Jr. Making the tackle there. There's quite a few Rahmans on this team. They brought over Thomasino Rahman, the safety, over from Oklahoma City, excuse me, and they got Tom Rahman there on the offense. So great family they got here in Fury, and it'll be interesting to see how they grow as teammates now on this team.
Wilson hands off to Bentley, plows forward, gets the first down, makes another move, spins up the middle, and Bentley's going to get a touchdown. After being quiet all game long, he provides some TNT as the Aztecs are going to have a big lead now.
And when you're receiving your second carry this late in the game, he's got all the energy in the world. Excuse me, that was at least his 5th carry by now. But just broken tackle, juke move, spin move. This guy is unbelievable, and he's showing why he was the offensive player of the year last season. And I think Bentley just kind of put this one out of reach, and the Aztecs really rolling now.
Phenomenal play, and I think they've been using Phoenix Jones throughout the first half, just trying to save up Bentley, and he looked like he was on another level there because everybody else is maybe a little tired, and he just exploded. Just a phenomenal play. Speechless. Low snap, but the hold is down, kick is up and good. So 34-13 3:51 left in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break. We're the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network, and for the fans, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And after points, we're back with the ball on the tee. Still some time left here, but it's going to be a tough day for the Fury if they want to win this one. They got a lot of points to make up, 21-point lead. Varner boots this one deep into the end zone, about 4 yards deep. Brought out to just past the 20 to the 21-yard line. So the Fury really need to get something going. Maybe try to implement some play action. You've been establishing the run all game. Maybe the Aztecs have committed to that, and maybe you can develop something off of a play action pass. We'll see what they do. No pressure on the outside from the Aztecs. Hand off to Redford. They're almost begging him to run, it seems like. Orion Taylor stops him at the line for no gain.
Just before half, I kind of spoke about how the defenses were starting to settle in after the early onslaught from both offenses, and it seems that the Fury's defense has kind of buckled, while the Aztecs defenses really just remained consistent after they gave up those 13 points, because they haven't given the Fury anything but just a handful of yards since then.
Rahman to throw, deep shot to the left side, wide open. Memphis Blues got the reception. John Blades down the sideline. He's got one man to beat. Pablo Zamora chases him down. A huge gain for the Fury. And can that spark them to get some points here? John Blades with a tremendous reception.
Yeah, and I didn't get a good look at which defender for the Aztecs just made a poor play on this ball. I mean, dove for it, but it was just too high. I think he misread that one. But once again, Pablo Zamora making a touchdown-saving tackle. But this could be the spark that the Fury need. Still plenty of time left to make a comeback, but they're gonna have to punch this one in the end zone if they want to start that.
So that big reception gets them down to the 19-yard line. Quick check down to Redford out in the flats, who's going to pick up one before the Aztecs get to him.
Yeah, I think that's the first screen pass here from the Fury, and it didn't really go for much. I think they were trying to catch the Aztecs off guard, but Redford, he's really good in the screen game. If his offensive line could pick up a few blocks, he can make a few guys miss, and you never know what could happen. So they might go back to that one.
Redford on a carry, makes a juke move, picks up a couple more. 73 yards now on 21 carries for Redford.
Yeah, and Redford, after that run, now has 100 total yards on 25 touches, so he's having a great game.
Yeah, all-purpose yards matter. You can't expect 100 yards every single week, but if you got a running back that can get over the century mark in all-purpose yards every game, that's setting you up to win. So a shot for Rahman to Chris Braun was excellent defense as the linebacker gets there to make a play.
And big stop for the Aztecs. If I'm Fury, I'm going for it. But field goal, they're down 18 if they put this one through the uprights. They're still gonna need 3 scores. I honestly would kind of go for it. I mean, this would be 4 scores total if they go for it and try to score a touchdown. Then they kind of limit that back down to 2. But we'll see what Steven Molinex can dial up in the fourth quarter to try to get his team back into this one.
Yeah, Rob Ems trying to remain perfect on the day. From 31 yards, he does. So 3 for 3 for Rob Ems. Doing everything he can to keep his team in this game. And I tend to agree with you, Jeremy. I'd like to see a little bit of aggressiveness there. But, Molinex very confident in his play calling abilities. And, I think that he wants the points there to give his team the best opportunity, later on in the game to, take the sure thing, take your points, and work with what you got as the game goes on. So, like you said, 18-point lead now for the Aztecs. Ems has the ball on the tee, kicks it away just to the goal line. And it's brought out by Joe Clark Jr. Breaks out to the left side, down to the 25-yard line. He has done a really, really good job in replacement of Lil Dags, Jeffrey Dags out there. But kick return in his first game as returner, and so I mean that's good production. That's what you expect from these Aztecs. When they provide big plays on special teams, and that culture was set by Dag. So he did a good job there, and Joe Clark is doing a good job so far filling in his shoes. A nice little misdirection as they hand off to Phoenix Jones for 7 yards.
Yeah, I'm loving the dual. That's actually
Oh,
Ray
that was
Bentley.
Bentley.
Yeah, but regardless, I'm loving how both these backs are being used, and they're both kind of keeping this defense off balance. Ray Bentley though starting to really turn it up here now that he's getting the ball. And like I said earlier, I think that we're just going to see a lot more of Ray Bentley here down the stretch as they just try to wear out this Fury defense.
And it is a handoff to Bentley. Wow, drags a defender to the first down marker. As Guapo Esteban was on his back immediately, but Bentley has the strength to plow forward.
And last season when Stephen Molnix came over from Dallas, they lost their first game against the Baltimore Vultures 26-44. They started off slow in that game, but then after that they won 3 straight, averaging 39 points a game. So while today may not result in a win, you can still you know bank on the fact that Molnix is going to have this offense clicking at some point, and they're going to start going. And it's gonna be rough for the upcoming opponents of the Fury.
And I heard an interesting stat, I believe yesterday in one of the games. It was that Houston actually started last season 2-9, and then went on a winning streak there at the end and made the playoffs. So slow start doesn't always indicate that you're going to be out of it. So you just got to keep putting in your game plan every week. As Bentley now has back-to-back receptions, gets the first down on that one, and we're going to get to the end of the third quarter with that as the Aztecs lead 34-16 against the Fury. And from Estadio Azteca, we're going to take a quick break. And we are the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network. And for the fans, stay with us. We will be right back. All right, home stretch. Yeah, ramen. Okay, Jeremy. Jeremy, that was your stat. You want to take the graphic?
No, you got it. You got it. What do you say?
2-7.
Was it 2 and
That
7?
was me. Yeah, it was 2-7. That's my bad. Mm-hmm.
Somebody comment on the score against the Nightwings in the playoff game. Just kidding. Don't do that. All right.
I'll do my best.
If I'm gonna incite violence, I'm gonna start with calling out Ramen for being on Vegas. Vice Wars. Start building that hype now.
back here in Mexico City as Matt Wilson's just now getting under center. Two wide receivers. Bentley's offset, but the lone back. Wilson, a quick drop, checks down to Bentley on the flats. Oh, not enough, loses a yard. And, the Aztecs offense has been really impressive as far as, how their offense is producing, especially the last couple of seasons. They've looked really strong, and, they're no stranger to putting up points. As you can see there, back in season 10, they were ranked 12th. Season 11, 17th. Season 12, 6th. And then last season, they were first with 441 points scored on the season.
Yeah, and it really just shows you what Molnex is capable of, as he's definitely one of the better offensive minds in, I mean, I'm going to say league history. I'll say it. And he's coming over to the Fury's offense that total points scored last season was ranked 17th. Same with their points per game. They were ranked 20th in passing touchdowns. We're ranked 6th in rushing touchdowns, but Aztecs offense seems to be okay, and I think Molnex is definitely going to turn around the Fury's offense this season.
3rd and 1 on the outside. Everybody crowding the line, expecting to run, but Phoenix Jones is able to get the first down. Great push up front by the Aztecs offensive lineman to allow Phoenix Jones to just sneak through and help move the chains.
And this is starting to turn into another great drive by the Aztecs, as they're just kind of driving downfield. They're kind of keeping this Fury defense off balance as they're going at Bentley in the ground game or the pass game, or they're mixing into Phoenix Jones. So far, great drive.
An immediate pressure, but oh no! Was that Bentley on the outside? Bentley on the outside had the carry and then fumbles it. And it looks like the Fury were able to jump on it. I think Freddie Trammell was the one that actually ended up getting on top of it.
Yeah, and that,
Trammell caused the fumble.
Yeah, and a costly fumble by Ray Bentley. It's not the end of the world, as they're still up big, but I mean they were well on their way to putting that nail in the coffin, and Ray Bentley dropping one. But the Fury, this is their time. They held them down. They got to go back down, score, and really make a push on this comeback.
Rahman Jr. on the fumble recovery. The Fury get the ball at their own 30-yard line. Probably the best starting field position of the day. A handoff to Redford to the left side. Picks up 2. And Daggs now has 6 tackles with the forced fumble.
Yeah, Jeffrey Daggs really coming into his own in his safety spot. And maybe it was Ramos' call to not have him taking away energy on kick return and punt returns and saving it all for defense. But so far, he's having a really great game.
A little human highlight film is little Daggs. Another handoff to Redford, who plows his way up the middle. Gets a couple more maybe on that one. Small gain, 2 yards.
Yeah, big 3rd down here for the Fury. They can't go 3 and out after picking up that fumble. They're 50% on the day, but they're gonna have to dial up their best play here to pick this one up.
Tough 3rd down coming up. In the shotgun alone, Rahman back to throw, bring pressure on the outside again. The Aztecs are bringing pressure, and when they do, Rahman recognizes it, makes a good throw, gets the first down to Corbetti.
Yeah, and it was credit to number 18 there for the Fury, who picked up the only guy who could have made a play on that ball, and that's good pass by Rahman, and that's another first down for the Fury as they're about to cross over into Aztecs territory.
Fury looking to capitalize just near midfield. 3 wide receivers. Redford's the single back. Handoff to Redford. Breaks it outside. Nothing doing. Tackled immediately by the linebacker.
And down 3 possessions, I think the Fury are going to have to kind of start picking up the pace of this offense. They kind of can't be taking their time. Every second now counts.
Director of Player Personnel, Rostelli, tells me that this is only the 2nd lost fumble for Ray Bentley in the regular season, with the first one being last season. So a long career for Bentley and only to lose 2 fumbles. That's pretty interesting. Redford, another carry, goes for nothing. Nothing doing on these rushing attempts here late in this game for the Fury.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to start airing this one out. These little pickups that they're getting from the ground game this late is kind of forcing them in these 3rd and longs.
Empty shotgun, trips wide receivers. Rahman with all day to throw. They're going heavy with these slant routes, and the Fury fumble again. I mean, that's the 4th time today, and there's no doubt about that one. Jeffrey Daggs with his 2nd forced fumble, and the Aztecs are just a turnover machine here today. Look at that hit by Daggs.
Yeah, and that one's real clear. You know, Braun brought it in, he took a couple steps, and then just lost it on the big hit from Jeffrey Daggs. And like you said, now his 2nd forced fumble on the day. And it's just, 4 fumbles on the day. It's very uncommon, and it's easily correctable moving ahead into the season. So 3 field goals, 4 fumbles. It's the Fury have really just kind of blown a lot of opportunities to put points on the board, and that's definitely going to get corrected moving forward. But Aztecs defense, just great effort all around today.
Joe Clark Jr. get the 9-yard reception there, and I know when Little Dags makes a play, there's quite a few people across the league that end up smiling. One of those being his dad, Mike Daggs, but then another one again. Whenever he creates a forced fumble, it'd be Hall of Famer Eddie Gage. Again, teaching Jeffrey Daggs in the offseason how to punch the ball loose, and he loves seeing that coaching is coming into play. As Phoenix Jones gets the first down reception, pickup of about 6 yards before he's pushed out of bounds.
And that's Phoenix Jones. Excuse me. That's his 5th catch on the day. He's really been used a lot here in the pass game, especially down in the flats.
Heavy formation. We'll see if they try to do that swing pass that you suggested earlier. Nope, it's a handoff. Breaking outside is Phoenix Jones. Little scooting. Gets a first down. Big carry. Splitting the workload are these Aztecs running backs.
Yeah, and both Bentley and Phoenix are pretty agile and quick. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell who's who out there. But this game plan, I'm really impressed by the way Ramos his ability to use both of his guys here in the backfield.
No urgency from the Aztecs. I think they're going to come out slow and let the clock wind down, try to eat up as much clock. But their offense is looking good. Another handoff to Phoenix Jones. Tries to break it outside again. Got a little too confident in his ability and gets brought down for no gain. Merrick Itera with the tackle. .282, 2 touchdowns, and the 1 interception for Wilson. The veteran quarterback, Hall of Famer, definitely comfortable with the lead. A handoff to Phoenix Jones on the 2nd and 10. Nothing going, loses a yard. Day Drury was there to help on the tackle. Rhett Sawyer was also in there.
And I'm not anticipating too much aggressive play calling here coming from the Aztecs. They may just kind of dump this one down, make this field goal for Cole Varner a little easier, and take off some more time.
Alone in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 out to the left. Wilson with the quick drop pump fakes, throws over the middle, extending for the play. Cale Barrett's got his first reception of the game. Haven't got to call his name much today.
Yeah, what a great time to pick up your first reception, to pick up a 3rd down, and now the Aztecs can drain almost another 2 minutes off this clock, and it's just looking a little more bleak for this Fury team, as the Aztecs are just closing in on their end zone.
Another empty shotgun. Low snap for Wilson, but handles it well. Thrown over the middle, it's incomplete off the hands of the receiver, Matt Gibbs Jr., as he was hit as he was trying to reel in the target.
Yeah, I think the Aztecs may just want to kind of keep using their backs here on the ground, or just safe throws to the flats. Don't need to risk throwing an interception when they can continue to bleed this clock, but great play by the Fury defender to break that one up.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor-Sconsing jumped in there as the ball got there and knocked it loose.
Yeah, and he was a great rookie for the Fury defense last season.
No pressure on the outside from the Fury defensive backs. The Aztecs are showing a run. From the 17, 2nd 10, handoff to Phoenix Jones up the middle, evades a defender, and gets brought down at the 12. So nearing 15 total touches is Phoenix Jones. Bentley's sitting around 12. Under center is Wilson, 2 wide receivers. Bentley's offset, single back. Wilson in no hurry to snap the ball. Finally hands it off to Bentley, who spins. Nice blocking up front by the offensive lineman. Gives Bentley the room to get a first down. Now 60 yards for Bentley on the day.
And that's 60 yards in the second half and a touchdown. It's crazy what Ray Bentley's been able to do just in one half of play. But man, Bentley just so athletic. It's absolutely insane. You know, in his early days in his career, he was a power back. You know, we were used to seeing him truck people, but you know, I think after he went on that Mexico dance competition, he became more agile, and he just comes back now, and he's got this spin move that's one of the best in the league in his bag of tricks.
He did win that dance competition, for
Oh,
those
okay.
wondering. Yeah, he did win. So from the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. Handoff to Phoenix Jones, met at the line, nothing going. Drury was there to help bring down the ball carrier.
You know, as time's kind of winding down, I think both these teams are going to start looking towards their week 2 opponents. And interesting enough, the Aztecs are going to stay home and host the Baltimore Vultures, who came off a big win last night, winning 33-6 over the runner-up Seattle Tyrants.
Looks like the FAR formation. Showing a run. Vegas looks prepared for it. Everybody's pressed on the line. Handoff to Phoenix Jones. And going to lose about 3 on the play.
Yeah, prepared they were as they got back there. Multiple defenders got back there and blew that play up. Phoenix Jones, man, he's taken a beating in his first SFL career game, but he keeps coming back stronger and stronger. I mean, this rookie is truly impressive, and I honestly can't wait to see what he does with his career.
Quick glimpse there at defensive tackle Rhett Sawyer for the Fury. 2 years with the Fury on the defensive line. 3 wide receivers. Bentley's alone in the backfield. Handoff, little mini stretch play to the left, and it's no gain. And so we're going to hit the 2-minute warning on a 4th down. We'll come back and probably see the field goal unit. But for now, it's the Aztecs 34, the Fury 16. We have a Simulation Football League on 11 Sports Network. And for the fans, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And on a 4th and goal from the 7, the Aztecs stalled out. So we're going to see Cole Varner come out just to try to extend this lead, give the Aztecs a little more comfort. 2 minutes remaining. From the 7, it'll be about a 23-yarder. Kick is up and good from 23. Cole Varner's perfect on the day. Rob Ems is perfect on the day. So these special teams kickers making a big impact for their team, helping keep them points on the board.
Yeah, they combined 6 for 6 today. Truly impressive day from both kickers. You know, we really expect that from Cole Varner, but Rob Ems, the rookie, making a great debut himself.
Kick is away from Varner. Ooh, deep from this, about 6 yards deep in his own end zone. And be brought out, to the 20, barely gets there. So per standard, the Fury are starting at about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, games out of reach, but the Fury's offense use this time to kind of work on some of their plays, kind of try to build some rhythm. Next week they're going on the road. Oh no, excuse me, they're I believe hosting the Atlanta Swarm, and that's a team that they're gonna have to keep up because that team can put up some points. So never too late to start working on some things here.
Yeah, Atlanta can't put some points up in a hurry. As that pass was falls incomplete. Memphis Blue was the intended target, but it was almost into the hands of Chris Braun. Just couldn't quite corral it after it was deflected.
Yeah, excuse me. The Fury are on the road in Atlanta. So Fury
Oh, that's
opening up
even
yeah, Fury
at
opening
the
up the
Hive.
season 2 games on the road, while the Aztecs are opening up the season with 2 games at home. So both great matchups next week. Look forward to seeing how these teams compete in their second game of the season.
Lots more SFL action this weekend. A few more games to go as Rahman drops back on a second 10, wide open. Game about 13 yards for the first down. Chris Braun, and everybody's hurrying back to the line. Back under center, 3 wide receivers. Rahman takes a look at the defense, takes the snap, bringing pressure from the safety position. Rahman gets rid of it and picks up 5. And that's the wide receiver out there making the play. Rahman drops back, checks down to Redford, makes a nice little grab. The defensive lineman was out there chasing him down. Brock Lee, and continued to be in the hurry up. Everybody's trying to get back. 107 left, 3rd and 3. More pressure brought by the Aztecs. Drops it down to Redford. He's got the first down a little more. Did he get out of bounds? No, he didn't. Clock continues to run. 56 and counting. Everybody needs to hurry. Vegas has 3 timeouts, but the point differential is too large. They're just trying to fight for pride here. Nice reception out to the outside. Memphis Blues got quite a bit of targets and receptions today. Gets out of bounds and finally stops the clock.
Yeah, it's Memphis Blues' 9th reception on the day. Great game by him. And, quietly, just 16 points on the board, but Rahman, man, 73.5%, 1 touchdown, no picks, 105.4 QBR. He's having a great day. Just some things didn't bounce their way this game, but Rahman, he could have a big season here for the Fury.
Braun on the outside gets a first down, picks up 10 after the out route. And, Rahman's looked really nice. Redford even, 3.1 a carry, not exactly what you expect from them, but they've looked fine. It just seemed like whenever they got down into scoring position, they settled for field goals a couple of times, especially one there at the end of the third where they had that 4th and 6, and you were kind of screaming for them to go for it on 4th down, and they settled for points. But, we'll see what kind of adjustments they can make and recoup some of these offensive woes that they've had. But the pieces are there. They just got to iron out their game plan a little bit. Rahman from the 25, another out route to Memphis Blue, 10th reception of the day. He gets a first down on the out route.
Yeah, and Blue and Rahman really haven't missed a beat either. They've just been kind of on the same page. The ball's been delivered right on cue. Blue running crisp routes. This could be a big matchup for really any opponent trying to game plan for these two.
And Blue should be up around the century mark. I believe that's 103 now on the day for him. Rahman backs up, throws it to the flats, completed for a 4-yard gain as we hurry back up. And clock is dangerously close, 20 seconds. Fury looking to have something positive happen. A check out to Redford, who's fights but can't quite get in. Stopped at the 1, but they pushed him out of bounds, so they'll have a chance to huddle up and regroup and get a good strategy. Probably a handoff to Redford, I would imagine.
Yeah, I gotta give some credit where credit's due. Brock Lee, number 78 on the defensive line, all game has been in hot pursuit of Redford in the flats, and he is just hustling out there. And that's something you definitely love to see from players is the hustle and the effort that they bring on every play.
Yeah, 2nd round pick, 35th overall is Brock Lee. Great effort from him. Redford on a swing pass, gets into the end zone, picks up 1 yard on his way in.
Yeah, Redford's first touchdown of the season, and he has 8 catches for almost 50 yards. Great day by him. Good job by the Fury. Good drive. kind of working that 2 minute drive that they got. And you lost the game, but that's kind of a positive note to kind of end it on.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, at least you know you can do it. Now it's just stringing together those right series of plays and the right sets of play calls for your team. And now Redford, he's going to finish the day with about 140 all-purpose yards. So a very positive showing from him in this first game of the season. As Rob Ems connects on the extra point. So 23-37, the Aztecs with the lead. 11 seconds to go. We're probably going to see an onside kick here, which we are. They're lining up for an onside kick. If the Aztecs return, they're definitely going to be in the victory formation.
Yeah, why not get your rookie some practice? He's been hot kicking all day. You never know the type of ball he can put up in the air for these guys.
Ends with his first onside kick attempt of his career, and it does not go his way. Recovered by the Aztecs at their own 40-yard line. Matt Gibbs was there on the hands team for the recovery.
Yeah, congrats to the Aztecs on your first win of the season. Way to open it up at home in front of your crowd. Fury, they're going to be bouncing back, and if you enjoyed what you watched today, right now, there's more SFL action to come.
Wilson kneels on it. Yeah, there is a lot that goes into preparing for a season within the SFL. I've just kind of gotten my toes wet in that regard, but there's a lot of guys that work hard behind the scenes. Director of Player Personnel Andrew Rastelli, Assistant Director of Player Personnel Ryan Karpinski, Mark Lopez on stats does a lot of work behind the scenes that nobody ever talks about. It seems like Cameron Irvine, commissioner, producer, he does everything. He's a great guy, does a lot of work for this league, puts a lot of work in to make sure that we all have a great time here on the weekends and during these games. I'm sure I missed a bunch of people, but the most important person is the community, is you being out here and giving us a chance to call your name and share this moment with us where we all have a good time and get away from our lives and get to get consumed with something we all enjoy, which is football. One more kneel down. Oh, we're not even going to. Yeah, they did call timeout. So one more kneel down from Wilson. And that'll wrap it up. 7 seconds. There's the kneel for Wilson. And the Aztecs can begin their first win of the season 14. And Jeremy, a great game. Yeah, let's get a quick recap on how these teams played here today.
Yeah, Aztecs, they did their thing defensively. They were stout. They held the Fury 3 times to just a field goal when the Fury were driving. And then offensively, you kind of saw the points they put up, 37. It's a great start to the season. Bentley, turned it on in the second half for the Fury. Just mistakes. That's okay. It's week 1. You can fix those mistakes, in practice this week leading up to your second game of the season. They did do some things right. They had some good play calls. I like that they ran their offense through Redford. Maybe next week, just you're gonna have to compete with Atlanta's high-scoring offense. So let Rahman do his thing, because he looked really, really great, and he could be in for a big season this year. But overall, like you said, it was a great game. I enjoyed watching it. Both teams competed. Some great plays on both ends.
Yeah, both teams looked really, for week 1, looked really good. I thought, Vegas could have capitalized on some opportunities, in my opinion, but I don't think that their showing was unproductive in any way. I think that they showed that they can do some things, just maybe trying to figure out their build, with Mullinex coming over, it takes some time to adjust and get ready. And like you said, they lost against Baltimore, his first game last season. And if you've been around, you know that they played very well the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I'm not expecting anything other than the Fury to make the playoffs, behind Stephen Mullinex coaching this season. And we all know the Aztecs, they're a consistent playoff team and a threat to win it all every season. So we know they're going to be there.
So I have player of the game going to Matt Wilson, but usually when I watch the Aztecs, even though Dags didn't have the kick return, he's still, for me, the player of the game every time. 2 forced fumbles. You called him out earlier because he tried to make a diving catch and got burned on a play, but Dags is just he's that highlight, that spark plug for this Aztecs team. And so anytime he can give you 2 forced fumbles, he gets player of the game for me.
Yeah, and definitely not a bad choice. But Matt Wilson's got to get his
Oh,
Hall
yeah,
of Famers, the Bronze Bomber.
that's right. And a very, very productive showing 27 of 39, 296, and 2 touchdowns. Did have 1 interception, but that's good for a 97.8 QB rating. And the Bronze Bomber does it again for his home crowd. And the Aztecs start 1-0 for this season 14. Thank you guys for being here with us. Down in the stats truck was Thomas Rahman and Rochelle Colston. With me was Jeremy Vega on color. I'm your play-by-play host, Stephen Hacker. And you guys have a great evening. Thanks for being with us.